Alright, so you're telling me this spell will teleport me to whatever place I'm thinking of, right?
Did I stutter?
No, it's just that you don't really look like the type to be dealing in spells, and I'm not so certain that you know exactly what it does.
Look, if you do not want, that is fine. But my father was court wizard for Mistwell Keep his whole career. I am sure somebody else will happily take my generous offer.
Fine, fine. I can't afford a carriage ride all the way to Cyrodiil anyway. What's the worst that could happen?
Have a safe flight.
What? Greetings, travelers. I'm back in Cyrodiil because I thought Guppy needed to get outside more. Today we'll be tackling the first of 15 Daedric quests in the land of Cyrodiil because at this point, I'm like Ass Ketchup or whatever his name is. There's artifacts out there and I'm gonna collect them all. And what better prince to start with than the one that began my Skyrim Daedric quest series? The Prince of Lust, Perversity, and Unnatural Sexual Relations himself, Sanguine, the muscular, crimson-skinned man with a notoriety for doing things he probably shouldn't. I'm starting to think the Reiklings that raised me aren't actually my parents. Now, one thing I learned right off the bat about these Daedric shrines is that if you want to speak with these deities, they all want some sort of offering before they even consider spitting in your direction. And for Sanguine, being a man of the bottle, his obvious choice was a nice bottle of Cyrodiilic brandy, which is honestly quite a start to this quest line because holy shit, 139 gold for one bottle? I just got out of prison, okay? I'm the chosen one. You gotta respect me. I'm the hero of Kavach.
Good sir, might I suggest you quit with your tweaker ravings, lest I summon the town guard to send you back to the dungeon immediately!
Okay, you have a good day too. Do not go in there. Let's leave before the guards come. So I make it on over to Sanguine's shrine, and there's a couple of followers of Sanguine that are happy to spread their way of life with total strangers.
It all feels good. It's all fun. Why not?
We dance, we make love.
I joined for the parties and stayed for the parties.
Hey, bad kitty. You don't know where I've been. These people are just off their gourd, but it's hard to deny why they've totally given in to the call of the party god. Sanguine's always throwing what are known as the best parties in Oblivion, with live plays, bardic performances, dancing, you know, the normal stuff. Arena fights, skooma, and orgies. Couldn't imagine what that place smells like when it's all over. All right, enough talk. Let's see what kind of deal we can strike with Sanguine.
But alas, Guppy is not strong enough to complete his brave and noble quest.
Basically, he needs a more powerful champion because I spend way more time in Henry's Forge than I do in Guppy's shoes, so we've got a little bit of grinding to do.
Try to relax your anus.
I did it. I am God!
Alright, now that I've met Sanguine's honestly low demands to talk to him, it's time to stare up at his balls while he talks down on me, assuming I'm a boring loser who has contacted him in hopes of spicing up my life.
Another mortal come to beg Sanguine to add a bit of spice to an otherwise drab existence.
Which isn't really spot on, but like anything involving Sanguine is almost guaranteed to be fun. I wasn't really given time to process that though, because Sanguine is quick to just give me a task right then and there.
The Castle Leowin is a dull, dreary place. The mistress is an especially somber soul.
The mistress of Leowin is a boring, sad loser that sucks at throwing parties, so he wants me to crash the next one tomorrow night and use this unknown spell on the dinner guests. Not gonna lie, after that first time, I'm a little more nervous to use an unknown spell, but this one came from Sanguine, so I'm sure there's no funny business going on over here. Besides the fact that he said try to do it sneakily because they're gonna want to kill me when I'm done with it. Can't be much different than how it goes every other Freitas night. Let's head over to Castle Leowin. Wait, if I'm thinking of a room in the castle, doesn't that mean... Oh, fuck. Oh my god, I taste iron. Ugh. We made it to the party. Let's see if this guy will let me in.
Hold on. There's a dinner party here tonight, and no one gets into the room until it's prepared.
And even when it is prepared, you better be on the list. And even if you're on the list, you better be fucking sexy or something, I don't know.
And even if they're on the list, they'd better be dressed for it.
Well, Guppy is definitely dressed for the fishbowl, but maybe not for a royal party. So let's head on over to the finest tailor in Cyrodiil and see if they've got anything that can spice my buddy's charisma up a little bit.
Admit it, Benson. No, you're not cool. How about now, Benson?
Geez, Gup, you might be fresh out of the river, but you got some serious drip now, man. All right, now it's time to sneak into this party, and I don't really have high hopes about it because the guards saw me leave here in my underwear and come back dressed as Zemos from Saints Row 3. There's no way he lets me in.
I don't remember you on the list, but you're dressed for it. Can't imagine dressing up for any other reason. Go on in.
There's definitely not tons of movies where people go to fancy events just to fuck them up and look spiffy while doing it. Now that I'm done berating this world-class bodyguard, let's go inside and size up the room. Huh. Well, this party fucking sucks. Let's liven it up a bit.
Where your clothes at?
What the fuck is going on?
So after having the entire city of Leyawiin try to murder me, I ended up trying again and served my time in jail, only to lose some hard-earned skill points and find out that not everybody was at the party and Sanguine is disappointed. Turns out, with a little bit of patience, even more people show up to this fucking snooze fest, including the Countess, who is our main target. So I started blasting. And after just a couple casts of the spell, everyone in attendance was in their underwear, including me. And with no hope of escaping here with my life or any chance of ever being welcomed back into Leyawiin with open arms, I had no choice but to serve out my time in jail. Surely they're not going to absolutely hand my ass to me with skill decreases, right? Well, what's done is done. At least I'm out of the clink. Let's see what Sanguine thinks about my sacrifice.
A rousing success, mortal. And it appears you joined in the festivities as well. Good for you. You need to lighten up a bit.
You know, maybe he's right. This breeze does feel really good without all that armor on. Anyway, after all that mischief, I held up my end of the bargain, and in return, Sanguine has gifted me the Sanguine Rose. This is actually the first artifact we've seen for the second time on this channel, as seen before for the Skyrim quest, A Night to Remember.
Here's a stupid stick with a flower on it that summons more people from the party dimension if you ever need someone to hold you up to do a keg stand.
The only difference here is that in Skyrim, it summons a Dremora for 1 minute, but in Cyrodiil, it can summon any of these Daedra for 20 seconds, and you actually have to hit a living being for it to work. Was it worth it? You be the judge. I just like seeing what kind of shit Sanguine can get me into any chance I get. Give me a good grief, he's naked! In the comments if you made it this far, and if you want to help a little channel do big things, please consider liking, subscribing, or just sticking around for a while. You won't be disappointed. As always, big special thank you to my paid members whose constant support keeps me going even on my less colorful days. And that's just about it for this story, but come back soon because we're heading back to Skyrim and I'm gonna tell you about another really iconic quest. And if I do say so myself, we're getting pretty close to another Halloween special, don't you think? Watch the skies, tell someone you love them, and I hope to see all of you again very soon.